Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the end of week 2 and the beginning of week 3. As you can see, Nola and I are actually not in the same place, but I'm wearing the same shirt I had on last week. So, but it is a different day. We are wrapping up week 2 and about to start week 3. Nola's got a couple of announcements about things coming up. Nola?
Hey, everybody. First off, I wanted to just say good job on getting everything done this past week on time with your ACES and everything like that. You guys are just doing fantastic. And the thing that's coming up on Sunday is your paper. So just make sure that you've given yourself enough time to get that done and turn it in. And I want to say it closes at 11:55 on Sunday.
Right.
And then the next thing,
I think the next thing was about the service project.
Yes, the next thing is about the service project. And that we need to know in advance. It's on the 19th, Saturday 19th. But if you're going to go, we need to know in advance because it's an insurance thing. So we'll either let Teresa or I know if you are going to go with LSUA on the 19th because we will have to get your name in there because of insurance purposes.
Okay, thanks, Noah. A couple of things I want to mention from this past week. I'm going to challenge you all to actually, if you have not actually read the book, I'm going to challenge you to be sure and do that. And I'm going to share my screen here real quick. Page 61 has some information about having a growth mindset. And that's really important as we think about pursuing your education and meeting your educational goals. You want to have a growth mindset, which means that you actually believe that you can improve and further develop your skills and that you assume personal responsibility for your success and to learn as much as you can from your failures. They use the word failures. I don't particularly like that word as much. Thomas Edison actually said he hadn't failed, he had learned 99 ways not to make a light bulb. So we always can learn from when things don't work out the way we want to. But they contrast that in your book. The growth mindset is contrasted with a fixed mindset. And I do think that there are a lot of folks, especially people that may have been at a high school several years ago or at a high school that maybe wasn't as up on some of the newer strategies for how learning occurs. Sometimes we're sort of pigeonholed into a box and we think that we're not good at math, for example, or that we're not able to do a certain thing. And scientifically, that's not true. Research says anybody can learn any topic. We just have to be able to arrange ourselves in a way that lets us do it in a way that we can make the most progress. And so there are strategies you can use. We're going to get into learning styles this week. There are strategies you can use that will help you retain information better. It doesn't mean you can't learn other ways. And the research actually says the learning style is a suggestion to help, but it's not necessarily a box that you have to fit in that says you only can learn a certain way. So keep that in mind as you go through this week. There are going to be several things that you're going to do this week, some more inventories. And I had one more thing I wanted. I can find my right screen. The other thing was about decision making and the loop about how we make decision making. I think that was on page 59 of your book this week. So be sure and look at that. You want to always keep in mind that decision making is a process, and even after the decision is made, that doesn't mean it's the end of it. You need to evaluate. Did that activities, many of you wrote your SMART goals, and I'm going to have feedback for you personally on some of those, but you wrote your goals, and so just because you don't meet it one week doesn't mean that it's not a good goal. And so you want to evaluate, do you need to maybe alter your expectations, or how can you make that in a way that's going to help you be successful and keep moving forward. So I'm pleased with the comments that we're having on the discussion boards. I'm looking forward to your papers this week. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email either Nola or myself or post in the mud pit. and we will get those done. Hopefully, we won't have another internet connection issue, but if we do, we'll be sure to make whatever adjustments are needed. So hang in there, keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you soon. I do have all of your commitments for meetings for Monday and Wednesday of next week. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you, and we'll actually do something similar to what you're seeing now. You'll be able to see everybody that's on the screen if they have webcams. And so we'll talk to you soon. I hope you have a great week.
Bye.
And go Tigers, because we play Bama this weekend. Beat Alabama.
Yes.